Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to Transcendent as Fuck with Iena SpiritWalker. And basically, we talk about all things metaphysical. We talk about healing, intuition, all the challenges and blessings of being a spiritual being in a meat sack. Today, I have the amazing guest. Her name is Florentine Bisschops with Bubbles for the Soul, Bubbles for Your Soul, correct, Florentine?
Yeah,
Bubbles
that's
for your
correct.
soul. Yes. Okay. All right. And our show title today is Three Levels of Healing for Humans and Animals. Welcome, Florentine. Thank you so much for being here.
I'm so happy to be here too. Thank you so much for inviting me. And
Yes.
it's wonderful. Yeah, it's a wonderful
Yes.
opportunity. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Please tell us a little bit about what you do.
Well, I'm a soul level healer, coach and mentor. Of course, I didn't become a soul level healer, mentor, coach in one jump. I started my aligning to my spiritual path when I was in my mid-20s. And well, as most of us, because I endured dark night of the soul. And during this time, I'm more than 40 years, no, not 40, 30 years down the road now. And I never stopped studying. I'm a published author as well. I'm licensed, certified, well, you name it. Uh, I've done a lot of work. And in the end, I've noticed whenever I support my clients and I started to work with beautiful, passionate, brave women, because you need to be brave and courageous to to want to look where are you blocked in your life, what is holding your back, I mean. And by the way, I'm Dutch, so English is not my native language, so please do excuse me, all of you.
You're
And I
rocking
do
it.
a lot of English, but even so. And what is holding you back? And it's not always fun to jump into that void. The joy is in the aftermath, because walking that spiritual, living as a spiritual being, it's absolutely blissful. Whatever life throws at you, because as always, life doesn't happen to you, but for you, and everything we can use. And in the end, I had to grow. And in the end, I noticed that I was developing a method, and I've called it the Effervescence for Your Soul method. And in it, I combine everything. And and I did so because I've noticed that people tend to have that aha moment. You know, you talk with them, you work with them, and in one session they think, oh, okay, I've got it all now. I understand it all. Now I can go on and run. What they do tend to forget is that we all learn to walk little steps, not big, little steps. And in the end, we are perfectly capable to walk, to cycle, to do all we want to do, as long as our physics allows us to. But we need to build a vessel, a practice. And to me, it worked just to make sure there are three levels of healing. And first, well, as I told you, I worked with humans, and then I started to work with animals, and that has always been a secret wish and a craving almost, but I didn't dare to. And some years ago, my guides really, really nudged me to tell me, okay, and now you're going to work and to apply this for animals too. And I've noticed the best results are when animal companions and their humans come together. So the humans can step in, because it's a little bit harder to work on childhood whose issues while talking with animals. But they do have inner child issues. So of course you can address them directly, but it helps a lot when the human, who not coincidentally almost always recognize this inner child issues, works on their own issues.
Mhm.
And and I've noticed you need a vessel to hold it all, to build upon. So I've got three well, levels, but they're not, they're not mutually exclusive. In fact, they bleed through each other, but it's just to make sure that I touch it all. And of course, the first level, and for me, I need to say as well, the goal of living is to shine our light as brightly as we can, as we're supposed to in this life. This is,
Yes.
yes, this is everyone keeps asking, what's the purpose? To me, this is the purpose. And of course, it's evolving. You're never there. It's just brighter, getting brighter and brighter. And yeah, that's what I love.
Mhm.
So my first level I always start to address is, okay, we're starting more on the physical level. And that of course means, of course, as well with animals. When you have a dog, I had a client dog, and he was licking his paws. We all know those kind of dogs.
Mhm.
And but I want to be sure that people can do blood work, everything, but make sure they're to take away the underlying physical issue,
Right.
because
Mhm.
or to regulate it, because otherwise all the work we put out to do won't amount to anything. And as well, it's the same as for humans. Go and visit a health practitioner. Uh, uh, there's so much you can do. Allow yourself a massage. There's a lot. But the thing is that, and always start with breathing. Just those simple things.
Mhm.
Manage
Mhm.
your breath work. Really, don't say, okay, I'm breathing. Yes, we are all breathing. But breathing will, when you breathe, inhale and exhale very properly, you will get there in that receptive state so much easier and quicker. We all know we need to nourish ourselves well. We need to take care. We need to, well, all that, we need to dehydrate, everything like that. So that's the absolute first step. And it always amazes me that we all, I'm the same, we all need to be reminded time after
Yes.
time after time of this first stepping block. And then, of course, when we've addressed the physical level, and I'm not a health practitioner, so I'm just offering things like, like Bach flowers, or I work a lot with Bach flowers, or
Mhm.
people can use CBD, and even so, I will always point to someone who is really well versed in that kind of stuff.
Right. Hmm.
Uh, and because of course I can feel something like vitamins, but even then, please, I really want my clients to check it with those people who have really studied this.
Right.
And then we go up to the second level, and to me that's the energetic level. And that's all that beautiful stuff. I'm a certified licensed chakra and aura therapist.
Mhm.
And we can do so much with our energy, but we need to be able to support ourselves with that. So to take grounding place, to know how we can ground deeper and deeper.
Mhm.
How do we manage our chakra system, build upon it? How do we know we're out of balance? Our animals, we can balance their energy, their chakras. We, put ourselves in bubbles. Boundaries comes in here. All those
Mhm.
kinds of issues. Reiki, crystals, all of that. And that's a wonderful level to work with too, because you see people brightening up. You really see them think, oh yes, now
Yeah.
I'm getting to know the difference. Because there's one thing a lot of my clients have in common. They are that sensitive that they can be in total overload. In the end, they don't realize, okay, this is me, this is the other. What am I feeling? What is my sensation? What is me? Who am I? The most sacred question we can ask to heal. And that's it's and when we're in overload, we tend to shut down completely. So we don't feel the sadness, but we don't feel the joy either. And so in this stage, that energetic stage, we can reclaim ourselves, reclaim our energy, reclaim who we are, reclaim ourselves. And then for me, this third level comes in. And for me, I told you before, that's where the fun starts for me. That's where, we call in the shadowy parts, all those treasures buried in that watery emotional depths of our subconscious,
Hmm.
the limiting beliefs. We can call in the archetypes. So that's where we start to work with balancing the feminine and masculine divine
Right.
energy.
Hmm.
Well, name it, and it's really it's such a beautiful thing to witness with persons, to really see them grow, and to own themselves, so they can really develop their own intuition and their knowledge and their skills, the psychic skills, because they have it. But not everyone knows they own it, because, well, you've always have it. So you've always had it. You've always heard something, but you are never aware. So it's really nice to know, okay, which is my most foremost channel. And then as well to develop the other ones, because there's so much information coming through, and to know
Sure.
where does your interest live. What is your interest? When I do an animal communication, I never get what they like to eat. Somehow the animals figure that their human companions do know. So to
Exactly.
they really know. So what's the point? But
Yep.
they are always willing to tell me, okay, this is the underlying issue.
Mhm.
So it can be very nice. I just had a client with a cat named Chai, and Chai, the only thing Chai set out to do is to allow his human to be as sparkly as she is. And
Mm.
she has a beautiful human person, but it's just, it can be that easy because our animals are such masters of unconditional love, and they are really wanting and willing to guide us and to, yeah, to keep their soul contracts with us. We all have soul
Right.
contracts with animals. And they are
Hmm.
on all layers of existence. On the divine, on the oversoul, divas, human, diva, soul, oversoul, human, pet. There's a lot. And in the end, I've noticed, and this is specifically for animals, well, as well for trees and for plant beings and for all sentient beings, but well, I'm talking animals here. When we really grow our light, and be that in that state of peace and knowing who we are and calm, and our animals benefit so much from that because they don't need to be worried anymore. Okay, does she keep her boundaries? Because that's what my pixie offered me. We've got a beautiful black cat. She's sleeping there, so I'm watching her. She's always with me when I'm doing this kind of thing.
Mm.
And and I'm not a newbie with cats. I really am not. But this cat she lashed out, and I've got lots of scars to well, they're still telling me witnesses of that. And in the end, I just didn't get it because I know when the tail flicks, you should take care, the ears, everything like that. And then finally, it took me 2 years, 2 years. And then I go,
Hmm.
okay, it's the same I do when I let it all
Right.
go, passing my boundaries doesn't matter. And then at once I can't take it anymore and I lash out. The
Mhm.
moment I got aware and I stopped doing that, started to be more firm and telling, okay, this is me. These are my boundaries. This is where I am okay with. This is where I'm not okay with. The rest is up to you. It stopped like a
Yes.
miracle.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
I love that. And thank you so much for bringing up, the blessings and the messages and the healings that our animals offer, because it is huge and people miss it so often. And I really appreciate that you're doing this work on so many different levels, because we all need it. And, I've said it before, we talked about being a spiritual being in the meat sack. There's so many different layers to this being that we're in now. And when we only address one facet, which many modalities only offer, we're missing so much of the picture, and it really isn't a deep lasting effect like something like this could be. Um, I do have one question, because you mentioned in the beginning the dog that was licking his balls. Could you give us like maybe some pinpoints of the 3 levels of healing that were required for that dog, or maybe the challenges that the dog was experiencing on those 3 levels to work through that?
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. This little doggy, I call him Jewel. It was really very small Malteser
Mm.
type of doggy. It's a beauty. And this doggy well, there was an allergic reaction involved.
Mm.
It was something that was on the floor. So his human never got around to get it properly tested because, well, she frankly didn't have the money for that. But
Mm.
I
Mm.
knew, and he told me there was some kind of cleaning stuff. So we tried to dismiss that one. But the second part of it, and that was more the energetic part, this doggy was really unsure where to put his paws because his mistress, he called her mistress, well, this lady, she was adorable. She loved her dog, but she herself was quite wobbly in her energy. So one day she would really applaud the dog with what he was doing, and the other day the dog really didn't. She would scold him for it and get
Mm.
quite sick. So the doggy, throughout time, the doggy just literally showed me, I don't dare to put my paws anymore. So I'm just licking them to clean them, clean them, clean them. And that
Mm.
was sad. I found that very sad.
Yeah.
So, it was totally unbalanced. So I balanced, offered energy balance, his chakra system, put him in a bubble. I still invited him. He passed over now in my sacred garden, something I habitually do with animals I've worked with, just to give them a spa day, or just
Mm.
to enter some more awareness in them,
Yes.
consciousness. And the third thing, what I would have loved to do, and I tried to do so because I offer course, as well, some people free sessions, is to balance his human, and to get her really to address her underlying issues, because she was so scared of not being loved, and she was so scared of putting boundaries around herself. And she literally told me as well about Jewel. Okay, he's impossible to discipline. I can't discipline him. And I was just sitting there, but actually it's not a way of disciplining, it's a way of getting to understand him and getting to understand yourself.
Right.
And it started out well, and Jewel really did better. In the end, she just gave in because it was easier to fall back in her habits.
Yeah,
Yeah, and she couldn't fulfill all her appointments. So that was, yeah,
that's sad.
yeah, it was really sad for Jewel. Another dog I've worked with, he stopped barking. He was just barking, barking, barking to alert his mistress on her childhood issues, because he had inner child puppy issues. She had severe inner child issues. And once she realized that, okay, this is the reason why he's alerting me, apart, of course, from being a protective dog and everything like that, because it's still a dog with its own merits. And
Sure.
the dog stopped barking as soon as she addressed the inner child issues in
Beautiful.
her. So that was, yeah, and I was happy for the dog, because it's no fun to be bombarded with all those messages. And of course, the dog knows where it's in for. The cat knows where they're in for. As well, all those, yeah, all those abused animals, they knew where they were in for, but they tend to forget as well, because they're here in this body, in this meat sack, and it's
Yeah,
not always fun for them. So the
right,
bright we shine, and allow ourselves to see our animals, all the other animals, beings, as the
right.
light we are.
Hmm.
It's it's solved. Well, it's solved. It's they remembered, and that's healing for me. Healing is not always curing. Healing
Right.
is be able to know there is a reason, to know and to feel safe and comfortable with that. And I don't think we will always know all the ins and outs, because we're still human here in this human experience, spiritual and human experience. But we do know that when we uh, when we know there's a purpose, when we can reconcile with our soul and our light, to me, I think that's healing. That I've been thinking a lot about it, because of course, curing, everyone wants to be cured, but
Hmm.
that's not always possible. And maybe the biggest curing can be in the pathing over.
Hmm. Hmm.
And that's something a lot of us tend to forget, but we will be healed completely at that very moment. We are healed.
Hmm. Hmm.
Well, we are not living in meat sack anymore. So
That's right. Yeah, this is a tough earth school we have sometimes. It's beautiful also, but yes, we have the challenges. That's the purpose too. Thank you so much, Florentine, for bringing all this information to us, and for all the work that you're doing for humans and animals. I really appreciate you for being a bright, shining light on this planet. Can you tell us, Florentine, do you have any specials or anything specifically you
yes,
want to share with our audience right now?
absolutely. Everyone can reach me via bubblesforyoursoul.com, or send me a mail at florentine@bubblesforyoursoul.com as well. I offer Activate Your Brilliance sessions, and that's just to pinpoint where is someone's biggest stumble block into shining their light. I'll offer it half price for the viewers of this podcast. Please mention that you've seen it. And as
Beautiful.
well, I'm going to be talking about mermaids and aspects of the divine feminine at I need to check this one so I say it properly, the CSVS Summit hosted by Daniel Martinez Staal. It's November 13 and it's about mermaids, 1 o'clock.
Ooh,
And it is all about, leveling up our aspects of our inner aspects of the feminine, divine feminine, so the masculine can catch up and take its proper place as well, because we're all that
yes,
out of balance. So
that sounds
hopefully people
amazing.
like that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Is there anything else, Florentine, that you'd like to share with our audience before we sign off today?
Um, well, it's such a blessing to unpack your own knowledge, your wisdom, and to step up to the one you really are. And this is something if I could, I would give it to everyone, because it's giving your life so much more, as I said before, joy. And there's a song of Jimmy Buffett, Buffett. I've no idea how to pronounce it in American. And it's about bubbles. And actually, that's where all the bubbles stands for me. And I love that the bubbles show you the surface, the goal, and the purpose, and the joy is in there. So yes, please
Mhm.
go and live and be
Beautiful.
the light you are. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Florentine, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate you for being here on Transcendent as Fuck with Iena SpiritWalker. And we love you. Thank you so much. You guys check out those websites, check out all the information that Florentine has provided, and connect with her. She can help you and your critters. Bye.